Hey everybody, so got a little bit more maintenance I'm doing on this 22 Toyota RAV4. It's an all-wheel drive version. It has a obviously transfer case, so I'm doing the oil change on the transfer case and also on the rear differential. They only take about a half a quart each. I think it's like 0.48 quarts for one type of transfer case and then 0.48 quarts for the other type of transfer case. And then the rear differential is about a half a quart as well. The only problem is it takes gold impregnated oil, which is for some reason extremely expensive. So I'm using the dealer oil. It is I believe a 75W85 LX, I believe is the type of oil that it is. It is Toyota oil. It's pretty difficult to find. I did find it online. I found it on eBay. So we got a couple quarts of that just so we had an extra because of the difficulty to find. Our Toyota dealership that we bought this RAV4 from absolutely refused to sell us the oil. They said, we will not sell you the oil. You'll have to pay $300 per the differential and the rear in the transfer case. I think it was $300 each, or it was $300 total. Might have been $300 total. But I find the very idea that we buy the vehicle from them for over $30,000 and they refuse to even sell us the oil is kind of a slap in the face. So anyway, I managed to get around it and I'm doing it myself. So you're going to need for both basically a liter, or they sell it in liters, by the way. Or there's some other substitutes you can use. I think Redline makes a version, but I'd rather just pay the extra little bit every 30,000 miles and get what they say to put in there. So anyway, you're going to need a 10mm socket to take the pan or the access panel down underneath. You're going to need a 10mm Allen hex key or hex key socket, whichever you want to call it, or Allen key socket. Yeah. And you're going to need some of the crush washers. There are 4 crush washers. I'll give you the part number here. And they're all the same, is what I was told. So we will find out if they're all the same. They will send me the crush washers, though. But anyway, I'll give you the part number so you can get them off Amazon or something. Probably cheaper than how I got them from the dealer. So anyway, let's get started. So I already took down the access panel there. Like I say, it was 4 10mm screws, or they got like Phillips heads in them if you want to take them out with that too. So we're going to come under here and here's the access panel that it came out of. So up under here, move that out of the way. This right here is your transfer case. This is your drain right there. And on the side, if I could find it. So I say that's the drain. That is the fill. They're both 10mm. I think they make some type of conversion or something like that you can do to put regular bolts on there. But like I say, they are. Let me say they are the 10mm. I'm going to try to loosen the fill, which is the one on the side there, up first, just to make sure I can get that off. If I can't get that off, then obviously you're gonna have a problem filling it, so you're gonna want to try to take that out first to make sure you can get it out. Might have to cut this down. I seen somebody had to cut one down because it wouldn't fit in there, but we'll give it a try. See if we can get it in there. Oh yeah, no, I got it. At least with this socket, or with this ratchet. So I got that in there. A little bit of a tight squeeze. So let's see, are we turning the right way? I believe so. That is in there pretty tight. And that loosened up. I believe it gets torqued to 30 foot-pounds. Smashed my finger pretty good. Got me a little line in my knuckle. So anyway, I'm gonna loosen up this one. I'm gonna drain it, and then we're going to fill it up. So I do have this up on some blocks right there. It's only up like, what, 3.5 inches. The driveway does kind of slope down a little bit. It's fairly level up here. It's only like an inch or two pitch anyway on this section. But being that it's tipped up like that, I don't exactly know how much oil is in this transfer case because there are two different transfer cases. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. One is dynamic torque control and one is like dynamic control vectoring or something like that. They take two different measurements. One is like 4.1 and one is 4.8. So what I did was I just ran a funnel. So I'm actually going to measure what comes out of it so I know exactly what to put back into it. I do got the plug out. The bottom of the plug does have a magnet on there. This vehicle has about 30,000 miles on it, which is when you're supposed to change this. And we do have a fair amount of particulates on there. So yeah, pretty good amount. So that's probably why they want you to change it. This is the first change because this is when it's supposed to be done. I did not get a spec for the rear differential, but I'm just going to do it now because one, it doesn't take a lot of fluid, and I just do them both at the same time and they know they're done. I think they have a severe duty, but they don't really list a regular duty for the rear differential, I believe. I'd have to look in the book again. So this is the crush washer that came off. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but it went like this. So you got like a flat side, and then you got a side with like a little cone on it, or the crushing side right there. So it's kind of triangular. This was the cone part was against the plug there. So that's how they came off. That's how I'm going to put them back on. This is obviously the fill, and this was the drain. You can see how much stuff was on there. There's actually quite a bit. So I'm gonna finish draining that out. I'm gonna put the bottom plug back in. I'm gonna torque it to 30 foot-pounds. Oh, I mean this one, the bottom plug back in and torque it to 30 foot-pounds. And then we're going to fill it. So I got this down here. I measured it out. Kind of made some lines. We're looking at about 425 milliliters, or about 14.5 ounces is what came out of that differential. Well, not differential, but what came out of that transfer case. So here is the oil that they sell you. I think it was like $60-70 a quart, or a liter, whatever they sell that in. So apparently I'm gonna need a can opener, and I got this here syringe. So I'm basically gonna put 425 milliliters or cc's in this. Apparently a cc is the same thing as a milliliter. So do 425 in this, and I'm gonna use this little hose there on the end to just pump it in there. So got the drain plug back in. I got that fill plug back in, and yeah, looks like they put a couple of dots there to kind of line it up. I didn't see those dots when I took it out. Anywho, so got the fill plug back in, drain plug back in, oil in. It worked pretty well with that syringe. It was a little hard to push, but other than that, not too bad. So I'm gonna put this lower cover back on right there. Put the 4 screws back in, and then we could do the rear differential. So we're on the this is the driver's side of the rear differential. This is going to be your drain plug, and there's another one on the passenger side of your differential. It's going to be a fill plug. So over here, this is the passenger side, and this is your fill plug. All right, so I cleaned off the magnet on the drain plug, and I replaced the crush washer. I'm going to put this drain plug back in and torque it to 29 foot-pounds. So I put the drain plug back in, torqued it to 29 foot-pounds, and I removed the fill plug. I also changed the crush washer on the fill plug. So when I put it back in, I don't have to worry about changing it then. There's 2 types of all-wheel drive in these vehicles. This vehicle has dynamic torque all-wheel drive, and I believe the other one is dynamic torque vectoring. The higher trim packages have the dynamic torque vectoring. That's where you can apply power to one wheel or the other wheel, and they all apply power independently. or this one is just front and rear. So this is the lower model. This is just a front or rear all-wheel drive. It doesn't actually distribute power from one side to the other like the dynamic torque vectoring. So this one takes half a quart, and the other dynamic torque vectoring takes 0.56 quarts of the gear oil. So just about got everything in there that's gonna go in there. Just gotta get the last 50 cc's of liquid gold, and then so we're gonna put that drain or that fill plug in, and we're gonna torque that to 29 foot-pounds, and then we should be done. Well, so that's how that's done. Anyway, so hope that helps somebody. Thanks for watching.